Medical professionals of Reddit, what's the worst sex-related injury you've seen at your workplace? Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the video. Countless cases of stuff stuck up the butt, dildos, vibrators, cucumbers, toilet bowl brushes. If it's possible to get in the butt, someone has needed it surgically removed. Toilet bowl brush was the most shocking. However, the funniest was reconstructing a giant white, oddly realistic veiny cock on the back table to make sure they had pulled it all out. A toilet brush. What's the honest frick? Who doesn't enjoy a good Pablo's porcupine every now and then? I used to work weekend night shifts. Had a younger girl come in one weekend. Despite her age, she had a hip replacement and it was dislocated. ER put it back in, and away she went. Next weekend, she's back again. Same thing. Third weekend in a row and there she is. Finally I ask what she's doing to dislocate her hip and she says her boyfriend keeps bending her leg back to fart during sex. I told her to try different positions. Back in medical school I was on a surgery rotation with a classmate. Our first day we got split into groups. By chance. My first case was an appendectomy. By chance. His first case was helping deliver a jewel-encrusted dildo from the rectum of a 150-pound guy. He was at the business end when it crowned and was responsible for catching as the surgeons pushed from above. Crowned. I don't know why that description was so funny, but it was. What a gem of word choice. A jewel-encrusted crown. Janitor heated petroleum jelly and injected it into his dong with a syringe. He was trying to make his dong bigger. He added more. Other janitor saw him and decided to do the same. So turns out with nowhere to go, petroleum jelly forms granulomas under the skin, which get infected. Word was the tip of his dong and the base wouldn't get hard anymore, only the middle, and abscesses formed, resulting in what was described as the dong looking like maggots had bored tunnels through it. Janitor 1 was hospitalized for several weeks. As for Janitor 2, he ended up with several ulcerating wounds in his pelvic region. You could stick a finger in them, they were that big. Apparently injecting your dong with petroleum jelly is fairly common. Some girls have also attempted to inject their boobs so give themselves implants. It has led to deaths, because bits and pieces of it can dislodge and travel to the lungs. Don't do it. I don't understand how the second guy saw his homie injecting his dong and thought it was a good idea to join him. Yo, can I borrow that syringe after you? Don't do it. I'll try to restrain myself. Not my story, but my mom's. She used to work in the oncology department of her hospital a while back. One day she comes home, sits me down, and says, "Syphilis in the eye. You always make sure your partner is clean. Don't take their word for it. I don't care what you do, just syphilis in the eye." That's all I needed to hear. Not my story, but my mom's. I'm glad that didn't go the wrong way. Oh gosh, I didn't even realize how that sounds on a thread like this. I know someone that got gonorrhea in her eye. Label hematoma. Couple had sexy times, then got into a fight. He kicked her in the crotch. This burst a blood vessel in the labia, which made it swell to the size of a large pear. That shit hurts. She used many colorful words to describe what she thought of him. Still glad I'm a girl and don't have to worry about getting kicked in the nuts, but also now a bit more concerned if I ever get kicked in the crotch. When we were kids, a friend of mine got into a fight with another girl and my friend was less than athletic, but she was a big girl and used the leg strength to her advantage. She kicked the other girl in the privates. Not a smash the front kind of a kick, but a split her up the middle kind of a kick. I didn't know that a kick in the privates would end a girl fight that quickly. She used many colorful words to describe what she thought of him. Was dirty cunt kicker one of them? The guy came into the emergency department because his ass hurt after his boyfriend was fisting him. It had torn his bowel. He had to get a colostomy. It wasn't like life-ending or anything, but imagine going to the ED after sex and getting told you're getting a freaking colostomy. I had a woman in her 50s that had been fisted by her boyfriend while they had recreationally taken lortabinsomas. She apparently was really into it and was asking him to do it harder. Then he pulled his arm out and noticed blood everywhere. He called for an ambulance and she had a significant bowel tear. She had surgery and a colostomy, and several complications post-op and ended up on a ventilator long-term unable to wean. Her grown children didn't know what caused it. The boyfriend was very attentive and stayed by her side. He was very nice and I know he had to be dealing with some guilt. Eventually, her prognosis was so poor they withdrew life support and she died. Every time I had any conversations with the boyfriend, I noticed how huge his fists and forearms were. Wow, imagine dying because you, willingly, got fisted up your ass so hard. That's an awkward conversation to have with Saint Peter. I died from sex. No, it is far worse than you think. Nothing worse than dildos, vibrators and other objects stuck where the sun don't shine. One chap did say that he likes sticking things up his ass, and that's fair enough. But the strange excuses are usually the most entertaining part of it. Worst genital injury was a guy who drilled his scrotum with a cordless drill doing DIY. Don't secure your workpiece between your knees if you want to be sure to keep both testicles, gentlemen. Paragraph 1. Okay. Paragraph 2. Wait, no. My balls just retracted into my abdomen. But the strange excuses are usually the most entertaining part of it. I was actually just reading an article about kink-friendly medicine today, and how much of a shame it is that there's so much stigma. All the kinksters agree they should be open about it with their doctors, but most are not, and many will use urgent cares instead of their primary care due to reporting issues and judging by the practitioners. It causes real health issues. I'm still embarrassed about having to explain to my insurance that I both ran my car off an icy road and got flogged so hard I had to stop, because my spine hurt in the same week. So I couldn't really tell which one caused the back injury they wanted to send to my car insurance company. Oh, and they called during work hours, of course. A co-worker was getting divorced. One night his soon-to-be ex called about something and she could tell he was having a bad day, so to cheer him up she told him all about how while she and her new boyfriend were having sex he shoved a dildo up her ass and it just got sucked up. After failed attempts to remove it they went to the ER where she got surgery to remove it. After surgery doctors sanitized the dildo and returned it to her. This story did not make him feel better. Sobs, I remember when I used to lose dildos in your butt. If she said they shoved a dildo up her new boyfriend's ass, that may have cheered him up. Hijacking this comment with a PSA. That's why there are anal dildos for a reason, people. If you want to put something up there, make sure it has some kind of flat stopper on it, like at the end of a butt plug. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more r/AskReddit content. Be sure to check out our playlist, link in the description below.